And this is going to be my fiction shelf, including science fiction, fantasy, modern fiction, and some also literature near the bottom. So this is beside my biography shelf here, half shelf, I guess. And I guess I should start at the top, though. So I've got here Hardy Boy books. I actually had these as a kid and keeping them for the future, if you know what I mean, if that happens. So I've got 1 to 8 and then 12, and I recently found 13, so I think it was only $1, so I bought that. But if I find the other ones, 9, 10, and 11, I guess I'll buy them, but I'm not going to collect the set. But if I see them, and then I'll buy them. If they're, I guess just the first 13 I'll probably just own, but I won't go any further than that. So here's some other ones. There's a Turn for the Worse on Education. I had a review on that. You'll find some Harry Potter in there. There's some other literature. There's some children's, like fairy tales and stuff. There's another one there too. Tangle with Tales. Coral Island, I've got a review on. It's a good book. It's like Lord of the Flies. Less violent Lord of the Flies, I guess. And they actually get off the island. They're actually off the island for a bit. There's some other ones there. Black Beauty. And I'll move these, hopefully not collapsing everything. There's some more children's stuff, Chronicles of Narnia, a few books up there. Twilight, which I'm going to try reading one day, but I'm probably not going to like it. Some more Harry Potter books in there. There's a black Harry Potter book. That's the 7th one. And I have read all of them, but I read them a long time ago. I read them when they came out. And they were fine, I guess. So here's a fantasy. So Myst, you may know it's a computer game. There's a Terry Pratchett book. There's a Terry Goodkind book. I don't know if that one might not be fantasy. Actually, I don't even know if I want to keep that one. I might get rid of that one. I've got his other ones. I'll show you those later. I've got his Sword of Truth. I'll show you that in a second, though. It's on the floor, actually, because I'm out of room here. A couple books on Diablo, which I played as a computer game and I liked a long time ago. People of the Lakes is a fantastic book. I've got the paperback and the hardcover. I was debating whether I should keep, if I really like a book and I want to loan it to people, whether I should keep a paperback for that purpose and then keep a hardcover for me, or if I'm just wasting space. So I don't know about that. Here's some other ones. C.S. Forester, like Navy books for teenage boys, I guess. I haven't read those, but that's what they're supposed to be for. Here's all of, I don't know if I have all of them or not. I think I might be missing one of Gear and Gear's books, People of the series. Although it's not called that, I just call it that. So, People of the Mist and all that kind of stuff. I have read People of the Lakes, which of course I enjoyed. People of the River I've read, it's not as good as Lakes, but it's good. Here's Tolkien. And Siddhartha by Hesse, which is supposed to be good. Supposed to be like Indian mysticism or something like that. Here's a Wheel of Time. I haven't touched any of those yet. I've got the first. I don't know. I don't think I have all of them in order, but like there's book 6. I think I have the first 6. There's 8. I don't know. It probably doesn't really matter. But I know I have like the first 4 at least, and then I think I might be missing a few. But there, that one's the first one there. That Eye of the World one. So I'll have to try that and see if I like it. Here's science fiction. Ender's Game, which is, I think it just came out as a movie. Some other ones. There's some Star Trek books. I only have the Star Trek books that are Next Generation. So they've got Picard and all that in them. I wanted a few. I might reduce those down to one book just to kind of get rid of some stuff. Just keep one book, and maybe I'll look them up and see which is the good one. There's H.G. Wells up there too. There's Carl Sagan's Contact. Journey to the Center of the Earth is in there too. I guess. That's Jules Verne. I guess I could get rid of that paperback because I've got the big collected novels there. There's H.P. Lovecraft's really nice Barnes & Noble edition. There's some Asimov, Fahrenheit 451. There's Heinlein. I've got I've recently read Moon is a Heart's Mistress by Heinlein, which is good, and I've got to do a review on that still. Although I've got a preview up already. There's some other ones, Flatland. Those Ray Bradbury books there are short story collections. I don't know if I need all those. I might get rid of some of those. There's Dune back there. Here's a book. Here's a decoration thing. So it's just, I don't know what it is. It's actually like paper. So, but anyways, it's just, I don't know what that is. It's something. There's some other books there. That's by Niven, Larry Niven. And Neuromancer, which I think is fairly popular. That's by Skinner, Walden 2, which is not... That's by B.F. Skinner, the psychologist. So that's not really... But it's supposed to be science fiction. And there's Douglas Adams' collection. I don't know whether I want to keep all those. A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, I found okay. I thought it was very erratic and weird. And I'm sure that was the point. But it's not a love, and I don't know if I want to keep all five of his series. So maybe I'll look them up on Goodreads and see if they're worth keeping. Here's another book decorator. So is this a wizard? I've had that for a long time, actually. And I actually don't even really know why people bought me that kind of stuff. I don't really know, but... I'll show you this now, though. Here's the Goodkind stuff. I've got them all down here. I started collecting... So the first 3 books I've gotten paperback, which came in like a little box. I got all this stuff used, by the way. I don't buy stuff new. Very, very rarely do I buy it new. I was wondering whether... Like, I was finding the hardcover slowly over time and getting them, because I thought I liked the first book, and it's supposed to be a good series, and I thought, okay, if you like it, it's a good series, you should have the hardcovers, but they take up a lot of real estate and they're heavy. So I guess I have to like them that much. So I don't know if that was such a great idea. If you asked me if I could do it right now, if I could switch all those, because I had the paperbacks at one point, and then I slowly switched them out for the hardcovers. If you had asked me whether I could right now switch all those hardcovers out for paperbacks, I'd be tempted, because now I got to move them all. Okay, here's continuing. Actually, I'll do this one first. So I've got the Ayn Rand stuff. I've got a couple of copies of the Fountainhead, and I've got one behind. There's an old hardcover of the Fountainhead too, right there. I found that in a weird place, actually. And there's another one there. Just to loan out to people, because I really like the Fountainhead. The Fountainhead is my favorite novel of Ayn Rand, so I don't mind having multiple copies to hand out. I got a couple from Atlas Shrugged. That top one was free. They mailed that to me for free. And there's some other ones in there. The early Ayn Rand, which I haven't looked at. I guess there's another Fountainhead there too. I guess I've got enough Fountainheads. There's We the Living. There's Anthem. Got one copy of Anthem. Got an old copy of We the Living. And actually, recently, I entered the student essay contest. Didn't win, but for entering, they send you a book, I guess. So I got another copy of We the Living, which I don't know why I did that. I should have gotten another copy of the Fountainhead, although I don't know why I would do that either. I've got enough. But there's some other stuff they sent me. There's a list of all the books, and it's kind of nice, I guess, so I think I'll keep it. And here's some capitalism conference or something like that. So I thought that was neat and worth holding on to. Okay, moving on. So now this is back into old literature. So this is, if you looked at my other literature shelf, this is the continuing of it. So there's masterpieces of world literature. So it's got a lot of the best stuff in there. And then here we get into Oscar Wilde, and there's Dracula. There's Kipling. There's Henry James, who apparently was William James's brother, I think, who's a psychologist. There's Jack London, Edith Wharton, E.M. Forrester, James Joyce, etc. There's Sherlock Holmes. Oh, there's another bookcase guy. So you probably saw my science shelf, his buddy, his brother, I guess. There's another skeleton pirate kind of themed thing. Here's some more, all in order. So there's D.H. Lawrence, and there's another. If you like dystopias like Orwell, 1984, and Brave New World, and Darkness at Noon, you'll like this one. That's another dystopia. It's called We, the title, and then there's the author. There's Sinclair Lewis and Kafka, and F. Scott Fitzgerald's Great Gatsby. There's Huxley. There's Virginia Woolf. More Huxley. There's Agatha Christie's famous one, the mystery. There's Ernest Hemingway. There's Robert Graves up there. Recently got that one. There's the other one. There's the other sci-fi, dystopia, Darkness at Noon. Sartre, Camus, The Catcher in the Rye, I hated. Horrible book. I can't believe they make kids read that. It's horrible. It's terrible. There's an Orwell. More Orwell. There's Steinbeck. There's Lord of the Flies. I got a review of that one on my channel. Catch-22. There's Kurt Vonnegut, but I don't think that's how you pronounce it. Moonfleet. I read that in school, actually. Clockwork Orange. C.P. Snow. Watership Down, which is about rabbits, which is odd. Margaret Lawrence up there. Okay, and down here I've got modern fiction. So there's Ken Follett. I actually had a whole bunch of other Ken Follett books, but I got rid of them, and I'm just going to keep that one because that one's supposed to be the best. There's a couple Tom Clancy books, which is like SWAT team stuff. And there's James Clavell, a few books by him. I don't have, believe it or not, Shogun, but that's, I think, his most popular. There's Dan Brown, of course. There's some other ones people probably have seen. A whole bunch of Michael Crichton books at the bottom there. Jurassic Park, I'm sure people know what that is if they're a kid and watch the movies. Here's some other ones. All Quiet on the Western Front, Town Called Alice, about World War II. There's a book I read in Teachers College, I don't know why. Some Navy books, old Patrick O'Brien's Navy stuff, kind of like C.S. Forrester books. And a few more. There's The Exorcist, so more horror, a couple horror books.